I've asked Tom Block to lead the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the July 24th, 2014 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I have the honor of serving as chairman this year and representing District 3 alongside Commissioner Kevin Cook, who is the vice chair this year and represents District 2, and Commissioner Shelley Bueller, who represents District 1. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
First item, please.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
Questions or comments on the consent agenda?
I have none.
None.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda as presented by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business. A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers that total $1,017,028.87. The highlights out of those, we have Capers contributions, rent that's paid to Stormont Hospital for the health agency, county projects, Horizon or Public Works projects, Horizon Healthcare at the jail, and holding accounts with the state of Kansas. Those are really the highlights, but that only accounts for about half of the $1 million. The rest is just stuff. It's purchases, nothing, anything, one thing particular. That's the highlight. So, but I would move for approval.
Second.
I like that discussion, just stuff. Motion made to approve the voucher payments by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye, opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item.
There are no correction orders
Next
yet.
item. Yet.
We're getting this. We're getting
And we're
this.
going to have a stack. Next item.
Item B, Treasurer number 1, consider approval of request for supplemental funding for the Treasurer's 2014 departmental budget in the amount of $69,718.
Morning, Commissioners. Larry Moss, Shawnee County Treasurer. Before you is a request to supplement the Treasurer's 2014 budget by $69,000. I make this request so that we can continue the conversion of the software. I sent you a memo that I tried to detail all of the past or current expenditures and project what the budget would be if we kept on the current pace. I gave 2 options there. One option was to meet the current budget. In order to do that, I would have to reduce the staff. I would have to go to 0 overtime, and I firmly believe that I could not support the continuing conversion to the new software. I came to that conclusion with the new software after having watched the conversion progress through the last 6 months. While I think that we can certainly do option A, and that is meet the budget, I don't think it would be in the long-term best interests of this county to stop the conversion. I think we do need that conversion. We don't need it because of functionality in the Treasurer's office. We can do just fine. We need it because of hardware issues, which I tried to detail in my memo. So what I'm recommending is option B, and that is that we supplement the budget so that we can fully support that software conversion. I think we could try to muddle through with a reduced staff and 0 overtime to do that conversion, but I believe that would invite disaster. And we've seen what a bad software conversion looks like in the Treasurer's office, and I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to put the public through that, nor do I want to put my staff through that. So I'm requesting that that budget be supplemented. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Questions or comments? Or a motion? Not hearing a motion, we'll move on to the next item.
I would like to say something. I'm not going to make a motion at this time, and I say at this time, I think we need to continue to monitor this, work closely with the Audit Finance Department. Clearly, Larry, you've expressed, you know, the real need in your department now and into 2015, and certainly I'll take those considerations very sternly, and consider that in the 2015 budget. But at this time,
Well, let me say something. Actually, a decision to make no decision is a decision, because time goes on. Every day I pay salaries. Every day we do conversion activities. So as every day passes, this train goes down further down the road. If I don't take action today to change something, we're going to overspend that budget. So in effect, if you take no action today, you've made the decision for me, and I have to implement Plan A. And I have to do whatever it takes to meet that budget, and I will do that. And I can do that as business as usual, or actually will not be business as usual, but I cannot support this conversion. To try to muddle through this is asking for disaster. And it's more than long lines. It's actually affects the ability to account for tax payments and make distributions. And that's serious business. And so no decision today, in effect, at least from my point of view, is a decision. And I have to take whatever action I need to do to meet the budget. Because, you know, we're almost through July now. We've got 5 months, and every day that goes by, I can't put it on hold. So I've got to do something.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, no action, I think, is a disapproval of the request. For the record, it is a disapproval of the request to violate the ethics and the integrity of the budget process. Next item, please.
Item C, Parks and Recreation. Number 1, consider emergency repair services to the electric service for the Lake Shawnee Marina concession area and payment of invoice in the amount of $4,058.
Morning, Commissioners. Terry Bertles, Parks and Recreation, asking for your approval on an emergency purchase form for electrical repairs to the Lake Shawnee Marina concession stand. We lost one leg of a 3-phase electric service prior to the Spirit of Kansas, and in order to get that concession stand and restrooms up and operating prior to the Spirit of Kansas, we had to act quickly with an electrical contractor. So we are asking for your approval on this $4,058 repair for electric service. I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Questions or comments for Mr. Burns?
I have none. I'll move approval of the request.
Second.
Motion made to approve the request by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you,
Commissioner.
Terry. Next item, please.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Blunt, Public Works and Solid Waste. This is a Public Works related item. As you are aware, we are in the throes of improvement project on Northwest 46th Street between Topeka Boulevard and Rochester Road. The first phase is a portion of Topeka Boulevard intersection and the western half of 46, or rather the eastern half of 46th Street up there. That project was by contract to be done by July 31st. I'm here to report that the contractor has notified us that they will be opening up that portion of the project on next Tuesday, July 29th, by the close of business. Everything is striped. I want people to know everything is striped. It looks like it's all ready to go. We're getting some requests, several requests of asking why it's not open yet, but there's final seating and grading and some electrical connections that need to be done. So by next Tuesday, the 29th, it will be opened up to the public, and that's just a couple days ahead of schedule. And then phase 2 will be commencing on August 4th, the Rochester Road intersection and the western half of that segment of 46th Street. So just want to let everybody know that. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rich Eckert, County Counselor. The Attorney General each summer does about 6 seminars on open records and open meetings. And along with that, they have a 4-person panel that sits next to them and discusses the various topics. And I'm pleased to tell you that 2 of the 4 people on that panel are in this room today. I've been asked to do it, but I'm also with a celebrity. The Morse Communications Watchdog of the Year, Ally Van Dyke, also is sitting on that panel. So it's at the Memorial Hall Auditorium, where the AG's office is, and it's at 1 o'clock, if anybody wants to drop by and be excited about Coma and Cora.
Any other administrative communications? Commissioner Bueller?
Commissioner, I just might ask as chair, when we might take up the sales tax issue next week. Would it be Monday or Thursday?
Monday would work for you, County Counselor?
Yeah, I can have all the paperwork done, yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for
Okay.
bringing that up, and if you would.
Okay.
And no more sidebars.
Okay,
Anything
thank you.
else,
No,
Commissioner?
mm.
Commissioner Cook?
I don't think that I have anything else to add.
Okay. I would like to commend the city council for acting on the sales tax proposal on Tuesday night. I had the opportunity to attend the meeting, and it was short and sweet, and I like it that way. But I think it's important that the voters have a chance to decide the future of the Expo Center, the future of infrastructure in Topeka and Shawnee County, and the future of economic development in Topeka and Shawnee County. And it's the voters that are going to decide that, and that's important. And I'm glad it's going to be on the November ballot when more voters than any other time show up. So, again, thank you to the city council, the mayor, and the city manager for their hard work in this issue. Yes, Commissioner Cook?
On that vein,
Yes.
given the sales tax, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is the Fair Week. So we are going to have the Expo Center open for agricultural events,
That's right.
for the Domer Arena, for the exhibition hall. So if the public wants to have an opportunity to go out and see firsthand the Expo Center, this is your opportunity to see the Expo Center in action before the sales tax ballot. And it would give you an excellent opportunity to see whether or not improvements are needed.
And
Go ahead.
go ahead, Commissioner.
And I would be remiss if I did not mention that a number of those people attending the fair cross the Northwest Carlson Road Bridge over the Kansas River. And my hope is that language is included in the sales tax ballot so that those people in Northwest Shawnee County can have the opportunity to get to vote on that project as well. So, thank you.
Thank you for that plug. There's a lot of discussion about the Expo Center, but it is the only community meeting place we have. It's where we entertained and brought in the First Lady. It's where we had the funeral services for our slain officers. It is our community meeting spot, and it's important that it continue in operation and that it be updated, in my opinion. Next item.
Item 6, executive session.
I don't believe there's a need. We do have a road trip scheduled this morning, and I'd like Tom Block to give us an overview of what we're going to see and what we're going to do.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. Tom Block, Public Works. To give you a little background on why it's actually a road trip, it's a road viewing. Road trip sounds like
I was flashing back to the 60s, I guess.
This won't be that much fun unless you want to make it that unless there's some place you want to stop on the way there. But anyway, several months ago, I received a phone call, or we'd gotten some phone calls from Tecumseh Township regarding a culvert that they had received some calls about. That was some folks were concerned about this culvert on Southeast 37th Street. Southeast 37th Street off of Shawnee Heights Road is a Tecumseh Township road, and when they call us about this culvert, there's a state statute out there where culverts that are underneath township roads, if they are of a certain size, essentially, it's 25 square feet in diameter. It's 25 square feet in area, or about 6 feet in diameter. All culverts that size and above are determined to be county culverts, or the responsibility of the county, no matter if it's under a county road or a township road. Culverts that are smaller than that size, if they're underneath a township road, are then the responsibility of the township. So there was some concern from some of the residents that live down the area that this culvert may be having some issues with its structural capabilities and long-term viability. So we went and had some of my staff look at it. We don't think the issues are imminent at this point by any means. We think it's still got quite a bit of life. But in the discussion, there is a homeowners association, Lake Javaro Club, I believe is what it's called, a group of homeowners that live out in this area, this culvert, as it goes on 37th Street, is connected to Lake Javaro, which is on the north side of 37th Street in that area. As we got into looking at this structure and if there were needed to be improvements, who would be responsible for it, in looking at past records, it was determined that for some reason 50 years ago or so, as 37th Street goes east from Shawnee Heights Road, it's public road, it's public right-of-way, except the portion exactly where this culvert crosses underneath the road, and it was never made public right-of-way, so it's private right-of-way. If that's the case, then whoever owns that property, that is their culvert. However, this gets complicated in the matters is that there's folks east of that culvert who are not part of the homeowners association that have to travel on Southeast 37th and cross that culvert to get to Shawnee Heights Road to leave their subdivision. So technically today they are trespassing across private property to get to Shawnee Heights Road and leave. So we with all this becoming everyone becoming aware of this issue, Lake Javaro Club, who's the private property owner currently, I guess, as it stands, of this culvert, has made a request to revert the section of roadway that is private back to public right-of-way. So the whole section of Southeast 37th Street would then become public right-of-way. Now, Tecumseh Township maintains this roadway, but again, we still have that little section that is private. Even, they maintain it, but it was, no one was really aware of this. What action we'll do today with the road viewing committee is if they go out and they look at it and they determine, yes, it should be this little short section. I think it's 250 feet, or it's not very, it's just a couple hundred feet. If they determine that it should become public road right-of-way again, then that culvert then would, unless there's some other agreement that's arranged prior to the decision by the commission, that culvert would then become the jurisdiction of Shawnee County. And that is not an inexpensive venture, because that lake water backs up through the culvert and it's full all the time. So to replace it whenever it needs to be replaced would be fairly expensive, because you probably have to put in sheet piling to hold back the water from the lake and get it replaced. But that is what the road viewing is all about today, is do we make this 200 and some foot section of road right-of-way that is currently private above that culvert public right-of-way, so it's public right-of-way all the way from Shawnee Heights Road to the east.
And
Yes, Commissioner.
And Tom, we don't make any decisions out there. Of course, this is just the road view, and then we will come back, and this will be before us again.
Right.
Right.
And make those decisions
The
at
road
that
view
time.
committee will go out and look at it and look at all the circumstances. They will come back in and then write up a recommendation that will be presented to the commission, and then the commission will then be asked to make a determination of which direction to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is the proper motion to adjourn and reconvene?
Yes.
Okay. make a motion that we adjourn and reconvene at the 37th Street in Tecumseh Township.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Tom. Tom? Are you driving out? Yeah. Can I ride with you? Okay. Anything for me to sign?